Wonderhussy here, driving around through the literal middle of nowhere, one of the most desolate areas I've ever explored. I mean, it's wild up here. There is nothing on this page in the atlas other than a tiny little dot representing a ghost town. This is a very remote corner of the state of Nevada, let's just say that. Anyway, there's a cabin up here that I've been wanting to visit for a long time, and well, spoiler alert, I'm here right now. This is one of those BLM maintained cabins, I guess. It's got a sign on the door that says camping, and it's also got a BLM maintained outhouse, vault toilet. So it's kind of different from most of the volunteer cabins I go to, which are old miners' shacks that have been fixed up by volunteers. People like you and me who go up on our own time, and I mean, well, me not so much, but I know plenty of people who do volunteer a lot of time repairing and fixing up and stocking these other little volunteer cabins. Apparently this one is done by the government with our tax dollars. So I, for one, am very curious to see how nice it is inside. Okay, before we go in, just a quick pan around. You can see we're in this beautiful high desert sagebrush country. Today's June 9th, so everything is green and luscious, and there's all kind of little wildflowers out and about. Just a gorgeous day to be out exploring this amazing part of the country. But of course, you can explore inside a cabin in any kind of weather, so this beautiful day is a bonus. Now, I don't know if this is like a horse packing camp or what. It almost looks like there's a big corral here. So I suppose if you did come in here on horseback, you could, oh yeah, look, there's a big corral here with a gate. You could close up all your horses, your cows, or whatever it is that you were herding, maybe even your sheep. I know there's a lot of Basque shepherds up in this part of the country. Although my understanding is there is some kind of conflict between the sheep and the cattle and who gets to graze where and who's doing more damage to the landscape. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just here to poke around inside this cabin. And with that being said, well, I guess I've explored the grounds long enough. Let's go inside and see how good a job the BLM does at keeping a cabin tidy. Okay, well, from the outside, it looks very squared away. It's kind of like a clapboard house. It's got a soffit vent in the roof there and a chimney. So obviously there's some kind of ventilation, circulation. Looks like a pretty big cabin too. Fire pit out front if you want to have a nice campfire. It's one of them nice, safe, secure, government-issued fire pits. And then here on the front porch, there's this big carpet that says Marriott's Maze Activity Zone Experience. My guess is this came from an arcade or something in a Marriott hotel because it's a real thick, durable indoor-outdoor carpet. And that indicates to me that, well, apparently the BLM isn't the only agency taking care of this cabin. Apparently regular folks like me and you bring stuff up here too. Okay, so like I said, it says camping on the door. There's a little BLM logo here. For those of you who aren't familiar, that stands for U.S. Department of the Interior Bureau of Land Management. Like I said, that's our public lands that our tax dollars pay to, well, I guess we pay their salaries to kind of look after them and take care of them. And, well, yeah, ranchers do graze cattle on them and they pay a fee for that. But for the most part, they're just used by outdoors enthusiasts, hikers, campers, off-roaders, hunters, fishermen. All kinds of folks love enjoying these lands. And presumably all kinds of folks like staying in this cabin. Oh, look, there's an actual light bulb on the porch. Interesting. This place must somehow be wired for electricity. Maybe you have to bring your own generator. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, we're just in a vestibule. Oh, it's a 2-room cabin. Look at that. Wow. Okay, well, this little front room here, it's small, but it's plenty big enough to hunker down in and get cozy if you had to, because let me tell you something. It gets real nasty up in this part of the country in the wintertime. Snow, ice, sleet. I mean, I think they get several feet of snow up here. So you would definitely want to fire this bad boy up if you had to take shelter in here for survival. Anyway, let me just start by the door here where we came in. There's a stove. Looks like a gas stove. I suppose you could hook a propane bottle up to it somewhere and use it, but I'm not sure. I would just use my camp stove. On the wall here, somebody left a little reminder to Pack it in, please pack it out. That's always good advice. Take your trash out. Don't leave it here because there certainly is no trash pickup. We have a couple of those plastic molded lawn chairs, one there and one there. So you got some place to sit. And then you've got this beast of a wood burning stove. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. It says Buccaneer. What a cool name for a furnace or for a stove. I mean, this is a stove, right? Well, yeah, it must be because there's a stovepipe connected to it and there's a box of kindling laid beside it. Let's see. Oh my goodness, look how cool this old stove is. Wow, look, somebody didn't shovel out their ashes. My understanding is that that's bad etiquette. You're supposed to shovel out your ashes. I mean, I have stayed in one of these BLM cabins before, not too far from here, actually, as the crow flies, back in, oh gosh, it must have been 2017, 2018 with my friend Jessica and another girl. We went on a tour of Northwest Nevada and we stayed in another BLM cabin and we had a real cozy fire and we were very sure to shovel out our ashes. Gotta cover your ash. Okay, so aside from that awesome wood burning stove, we do have the mysterious door to room number 2, but we won't go in there yet. Looks like there's a good amount of supplies laid in here, left by all kinds of friendly folks who've stopped by over the years. So if you did end up having to take shelter in here in a storm or something, you got stuck out here, well, you'd have plenty to eat. See what we have. Oh, we got cans of ravioli, cans of soup, corned beef, hash, sauerkraut, peanuts, all kinds of food, spices, coffee, even some fancy Trader Joe's organic coffee. Oh, look. Here we go. America's Coffee, Black Rifle Coffee Company, Blackbeard's Delight. I feel like I've heard of this coffee brand before in the news. On the back it says, serving premium coffee to people who love America. Oh wait, hold on. Why am I reading this without my patriotic glasses? Excuse me. Serving premium coffee to people who love America. Yeah. Gosh, it's a wonder this Black Rifle coffee is able to coexist peacefully with this Trader Joe's organic Sumatra. Come on, guys, get a little closer. That's better. Actually, now it just looks like they're humping. That's no good. Okay, so, yeah, there's a bunch of supplies up here. Halloween pretzels. Oh my goodness. Olive oil, corn oil. Looks like some Ziploc baggies, some cleaning supplies. There's bleach. Oh, look, there's even a can of dog food in case you brought your dog and forgot to bring his food. That's cool. And then look down here, some interesting kinds of stuff. We got foot, boot, and storage powder. Oh, I guess it's like sort of a desiccant powder. We got bug spray, which you would definitely need because there's bugs up here. Got a deck of playing cards, some extra light bulbs, which I'm curious, now that I think about it. Oh my gosh, well, first of all, look at the ceiling. Somebody hung a sprig of juniper. It's like mistletoe. Aw, unfortunately, I'm here all alone. No one to kiss me under the juniper mistletoe. Guess I'll have to kiss myself. Or here, how about this? Here's a kiss for all of you watching. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I want to try this light switch. Maybe there's solar panels rigged up. Let's see. I'm going to turn this on, see if this light turns on. Oh, it doesn't look like it. It's hard to tell though because it's daylight. Huh. There's even outlets, 110 outlets. Very interesting. Okay, well, we'll do some investigating. Maybe the answer lies behind the door to room number 2. Anyway, back to the shelf. We also got a fly swatter, so you can kill the bugs one way or the other if the spray doesn't work, or if you don't like bug spray. Oh, look, there's some soap. That's good to stay clean. A few little tea lights in case you can't figure out the electricity. Fire extinguisher, very good to have. And of course, the old American flag rolled up and waiting on the table. This right here is what you would hoist up if you wanted to stay in this cabin. That's the way it works at these, well, I'll call it a volunteer cabin. They're first come, first serve, free to stay in. And if you're here, you get here and there's nobody else here like we are today, well, you go outside and you rig this flag up on the mount, which, let's see, where's that? Oh, you know what I'll bet it is? This little hole right here. You probably stick the flagpole right through that hole, right underneath the soffit vent, and then it looks like there's like a mud swallow nest. Anyway, once the flag's up, that way anybody coming down the road can see it flapping and they know the cabin's already taken, and well, then it's up to them to either be classy and leave you alone or Well, I've known, or I've read about, let's just say, some people coming in and asking if they can stay in the cabin with you. Actually, I had an experience kind of like that myself, but, well, that's a different story for another time, and many of you have probably already heard it anyway. Next to the flag, we got a few gallons of water. That's good. That could be a real lifesaver. And then I forgot to look, oh, look up here. Oh, a bunch of china. Look at these beautiful china. Well, there's only one teacup, but a bunch of saucers, bowls, plates. How fancy. Somebody brought that all the way up here. But what I was going to say is I didn't look in here. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Oatmeal, brown, gravy. It's what's for dinner. Masks, sign of the time. Now you know we're living in the pandemic times. Oh, a paintbrush, just in case you feel like doing some art, I guess. Okay, so that's the pantry. Let's look on this last side of the room here. There's a shelf up there and a pretty Spartan table down here with looks like a comment box. Let's see. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and show the name of the cabin, since if you really want to come out here, you're probably the kind of person who would respect it, because it's hard to get to. BLM Black Rock Massacre Ranch. Cabin usage. So I guess you fill it out if you're just using it for the day or you're staying overnight, what day it was, how many people were in your party, what were you doing. I guess, well, maybe I should fill one of these out since I'm technically day using it. And then look here, there's some little guides to that Massacre Rim, WSA, I can't remember what that stands for. Dark Sky Sanctuary. The place we're in is so desolate that it's considered one of only 10, I think, dark sky sanctuaries in the entire world. It's wild. There's just no light pollution out here because we're so far from anywhere. Then we've got a map of High Rock Canyon, Black Rock Desert, High Rock Canyon, Emigrant Trails, National Conservation Area, High Rock Canyon Area of Critical Environmental Concern. Boy howdy, that's a lot of $5 words. I guess that just means it's a protected area that you're not allowed to, I don't know, detonate nuclear bombs in. Okay, before we look in the logbook, just to see who's been here, up on this shelf, we do have a small selection of reading material, some books. Tony Hillerman, The Sinister Pig. And then we've got some, well, I was gonna say some games, but there's a game, Say Anything. There's a kid's book, I guess if you're traveling with kids and they want something to read. There is, oh, Fur Fish Game. Wow, I guess this really is a popular area with hunters. These hunting magazines are always fun to look in. I mean, look at this stone cold badass. You'll never see this dude smiling. Not even when he just used this bazooka to kill this beautiful little, what is it, a coyote? Oh gosh. You know what I mean? Like, at least this dude's smiling as he holds up his bloody pig. I don't know though, man. I kind of would like one of these hats that say Fur Fish Game. You know what I mean? I think it might look, well, it might look relevant on me, if you know what I mean. Okay, enough poking fun at the hunters. I like to have a steak every now and then myself, so I'm not gonna act holier than thou. Okay, enough beating around the bush. Let's look in this logbook real quick. See who's been here and when they were here. Oh, look at that. May 7th, 2022. Over a month ago. Wow, I guess people don't really come out to this cabin very often. It's amazing. It's in such good condition. Well, I guess, like I said, it is kind of a, well, it's a pretty big trek to get out here. Look at this guy. June 2021. Drink some mushroom moonshine and watch the stars. Plot twist. We are the aliens. Oh my god, that sounds like so much fun. I mean, the stars, this being a dark skies sanctuary, the stars must be incredible out here. And I can only imagine on mushrooms. And look here, it looks like he's not kidding about the moonshine. He's got a recipe. 24 ounces of 90% neutral spirit, half ounce mushrooms, 1 gram citric acid. I guess that intensifies the mushrooms. 10 coffee beans. Really? Yikes. I'm kind of curious, but I'm kind of scared. My god, I guess the first guy wasn't the only one to do mushrooms here. I mean, this guy says, welp, tripping balls in the stars. This one says, tripping insane balls, magic, heavy, something, going to try the mushroom moonshine next time, thanks for your recipe. Holy cow, he's like the psychedelic Martha Stewart. Oh look, the next one says, tripped insane balls with the stars. Beware of the coyotes, best place to trip. God, is that the only thing people come up here for? Well, I guess hunters and people who want to come up here and take mushrooms and look at the stars. Well, it doesn't sound bad to me. Okay, here's a more family-friendly one. This is cute. It's written by a kid, obviously. Our adventure. This was in October 21. For deer hunting. It was cold, but it was fun. And we seen a lot for deer. And a coyote. And the sunset was amazing. Look at this dude. KTM adventure ride. KTM 990. Next stop, unknown. Russ Caesar. Wow, cool. Like dude's on a dirt bike journey. That sounds like fun. Okay, wow. I'm not going to spend all day reading this logbook, but I will sign it before I leave. I guess I'll fill out one of those little comment cards too. Okay, well, we've waited long enough. Let's see what's behind this other door. Yeah, let's see what's behind door number 2. I have a feeling it's probably just a bunkhouse, but, well, I like the cool doorknob. Oh, yuppers, look at that. There's a picnic table. There is a kind of like a cot laid out with a foam pad on it. There's a 1, 2, 3 more cots folded up against the wall. There's a bunch of cardboard boxes that you could lay down to sleep on if you had to. There's a few chairs in here, and that's about it. There is a back door leading out and a screened-in window, a really nice window. Look at this. Fed's shelling out some coin for nice windows. That's pretty fancy. So yeah, if it was a hot night, you could have the window open without worrying about bugs. And then if you had to go take a whiz, you could go out this back door without having to go through the front room and wake everybody up out there. But I'm guessing the reason why these 2 rooms are separated is just so that you can keep this little front room warm in the wintertime, because, gosh, reading some of the entries in that logbook, a lot of hunters come out here in the fall, and it sounds like it's really cold. Okay, I went ahead and signed the logbook. I wrote, exploring this amazing wilderness, shooting nothing but videos and hunting nothing but hot springs. Headed cross-country to Denio, avoiding paved roads. Traveling solo, hope I survive. Sarah Jane, aka Wonderhussy. Hey, at least I didn't write anything about mushrooms. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm gonna have to remember that recipe. Anyway, I also filled out a comment card. I guess they're just trying to track how many people use this cabin. And that's about it for this site. I'm going to go ahead and go out and close the door securely behind me so that no animals get in here. Wouldn't want the place to get pooped on by a coyote. There's one more thing I want to check out before I leave. And yes, it's the outhouse. Golly, but what a charming outhouse, if I do say so. I mean, this dramatic sky in the background, it's beautiful sagebrush all around. Actually, this my purpose for going out here is twofold. I want to check out the outhouse. Looks like there's an old outhouse behind it, but I also want to turn around and get a sort of like a wide shot of this cabin to try to figure out how on earth you would be able to turn those lights on. I don't see any solar panels, so I don't get how that electricity works. I do see over here on the side, there is a gas hookup. So that must be, if you want to use that stove, you connect your propane tank right here. So you don't have to put it inside and I guess risk getting gassed out. So that definitely makes sense. But golly, I don't know what those light bulbs are about. I don't see anything. And there's another light by this door too. How would you even get those things turned on? I don't see any kind of electrical box or anything. Gosh, look how good of shape this cabin is in though. Oh wait, look here, there's something here. What is this? Well, there's a grounding rod and a wire coming up. Oh, and here, look at this. Somebody bolted a little matchbox truck on it. That's funny. I don't know. Oh, it's screwed shut, so it doesn't look like it's meant to be opened. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. Let me go back inside one more time. I mean, maybe I just couldn't see the light because it's too bright out. Well, no, that doesn't make sense because there's no power lines anywhere around here. So there's no way for there to be any electricity here. I don't know. It's going to have to be a mystery. If you're watching this and you have an idea, comment below. Let me know what you think. I don't even see anywhere to like hook up a generator. Huh. Well, there's one other mystery, and that's this metal box over here. Let's see what's in it. Oh, it's just a barbecue. Disappointing. All right, I still haven't checked out the outhouse. That's the last thing, and then I'm gonna roll on down the road to my next destination. I mean, you can laugh, but having an outhouse like this is really nice to have because, well, all these people staying here digging holes all over the place, it would get to be unsanitary pretty dang quick. Okay, so that's just a vault toilet. We don't need to go in there, I don't think. I mean, I'll do the dirty work and peek in here and let you know if there's anything interesting. No, there isn't, but it's very clean. Well, I'll just show you. Very clean, and there's extra toilet paper. These are things we need to know. Okay, and then there's this historic outhouse back here. And it's certainly more charming and rustic. And I'll bet you anything, there's people who choose to use this instead of the fancy new one just because they're old timers and they're set in their ways. I don't know though. Are you guys okay to look in here? Oh, I don't know. Maybe nobody uses this anymore. It looks like it hasn't seen any action for many, many moons. Okay, well, that's about all there is to this little cabin way out here in the middle of nowhere. A final note, you're probably wondering why it's called the BLM Massacre Cabin. Well, this whole area is called Massacre Rim, and I'm ashamed to say I don't know exactly why. I probably should have researched that before I came out here and lost cell signal, but, well, I'm guessing it probably had something to do with a Native American massacre back in the days when the white man was starting to make inroads into this beautiful part of the country. And, well, I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tour of this cabin. It's a beautiful place and an absolutely astoundingly gorgeous part of the country. I don't know about you, but I'll definitely be back here. But next time I think I'll bring some friends and some, well, I'll just say it starts with the letter M.